Welcome back to Restomod, my BMW M5 presented by eBay Motors. Now that we've got the engine bay looking proper, it is time to do something about the exterior. If you guys haven't watched last episode, you would not have seen us tune up the S38 engine. It seems like it's running really, really good. We'll take it for a test drive once we get this vehicle all back together. But right now, we have to deal with what I think is the worst part about this cheap M5 that I bought, which, by the way, again, if you guys aren't tuning in, or you guys haven't been watching this series, I bought this thing for 10,000 Canadian dollars, which is around 8 grand. And there's a reason why. The exterior of this car is very beat up. As you can see, a ton of the plastic is faded. The lights are all shot. And the bumper itself has been certainly in some type of collision because there's been a poor repair job on it. So the idea of this build is to get everything done within like a 2-ish week time frame. So we're not gonna go crazy here, but what I wanna do is take a lot of this stuff off and refresh it. But first, let's pull this bumper and let's see what we're dealing with. We do need to remove this, you can see.
Sounds like there's some adhesive on there.
No,
it just jams in there.
The paint there, DP.
Uh-oh.
Using the wrong tool here. This is a metal tool. We should be using a plastic tool.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think this has been off in a while.
No, that's
holy
31 years of dirt and scum in there. Oh, there it goes.
Why? Maybe, oh, you know why? Watch this.
The light.
The light. It's the light.
It's the light.
Always the light.
The light. What was going on here? Everyone who was watching this is like, Pete, the light.
Pull the light.
Well, how long is it going to take before he realizes you got to pull the light? Duh.
Oh, we won't be needing these actually.
Oh no?
You'll see why soon. Let's see.
New. Oh yeah. Look at that. Pull the light, everyone. Pull the light.
And look at the paint flake here. You can see the paint job here is just a superb 10 out of 10. The interesting part too to see is, you probably can't see this on camera, but there is a bunch of like weird PPF. I think before PPF was actually a thing because it's cut out by hand and it's just like there's weird strips. There's one that runs along here. You can see there's one that just runs along here and then it just like stops. You know, normally somebody would be cutting this out in a proper shape, but yeah, weird stuff going on here. I don't think we've broken a bolt or a nut or a stud on this car yet, and it hasn't been very rusty. DP, you were saying these were pretty rusty?
Yeah, they're not that bad. You know, I was playing a bit.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Came off so fast.
I mean, this is a Alberta car, so it's pretty clean, really.
Yeah, I spent some time in Florida as well.
That's right. If you guys listen to Story Time, you know this car has had an interesting life.
Yeah, it certainly has.
We're about to find some more interesting stuff under here.
So normally this bumper should come off now, but you can see somebody has put what is an 8mm in here to hold this in place here. This, like, what's going on, man?
That's an 8mm, you're right. I gave you a 10mm. Sorry about that.
Oh, dude.
Look at this.
Look at this. What is this? Wow, this is like hackery.
It is full
next level. You know
hackery.
When they're using the wood screw here, this is bad news.
Oh,
man.
The wood screw.
Look at that. That is it. Into the plastic here. All right. Feast your eyes on what is.
Oh man, zip tie city
that
over here.
Nastiness here.
We got over
looks like a little mouse was in here doing a little bit of work in there, but look at all the craziness with the fog lights, man. It's kind of crazy to see. There was certainly a front end like damage on the lower lip here.
Yeah.
You can see someone's like tried to fix this in a very, very poor fashion. Like all of these are broken here.
Yep.
But this is next level, man.
Yeah, that's
look at this double zip tie technique. I certainly do like that. This is all broken.
You know what's better than one zip tie, PT? Two zip ties, that's right.
And look, there's another wood screw in here holding something up, because that's the way to go. So this is gonna be tough to to fix.
No,
and,
you don't fix this, man.
No, you don't. You don't.
You just pretend it's all good and enjoy driving the car.
I really do, and you can see the headlight washer system here is also defunct. It's not working. This is broken here. So yeah. I know some of you are going to be wondering, what in the world is this? An actual duct? Not for brakes, actually, for the alternator. That is right. And there's only one functional vent on that front lip. It is on this side. The other side is just blocked off, and this does feed the alternator, which is kind of cool. For headlights, I decided to change it up a bit, and I am going with these, I think what they call them are dark smileys or smoked smileys with crosshairs, as you can see in the high beams. These are, I think, one of the more popular upgrades on older BMWs, and these are from Depot. So I got these on eBay for around just a little bit over 200 bucks, where a set of originals can vary anywhere from $500 to $800 for like the Euro smileys. And they're chrome. I certainly do like this look. I think it's gonna add a bunch of contrast, much needed contrast to what is already kind of like a boring silver car. So let's get these bad boys in place here and we'll show you what it looks like. Wow, those are already looking so much better. And we do also have an issue here with the plastic. Look at how bad faded out this plastic is. Thankfully, I managed to score these through FCP Euro. I think the brand is called BBR. And they're a replica replacement, and they cost a fraction of what the OEM ones do. And look at them. I think they're gonna fit up. They bolt up perfectly. If I could just slide that in properly there. That is already looking so much better. I did have to splurge the big bucks. She bought this, an OEM M5 logo on eBay. Let's see if it'll pop in here. I guess that's how she goes right there. Wow, that looks minty fresh. The other one was so faded. Now we have that M5 badge that people so desperately want to see. Much of the same here with the fog lights. I am replacing them with these Depot fog lights off of eBay. And here's the thing with Depot. I personally am a huge fan of their product. It fits exceptionally well. You can see these ones are actually glass as well, and the OEM ones are glass. So the product to me is really good, and it is a fraction of the cost of OEM. First off, I'm sure some of you made the comment that I did put this M5 logo too low. You are correct. I did move it into the correct spot when I realized it. And we are also refreshing all of the black trim. This stuff is actually quite affordable. I did find it on eBay, and it's all genuine BMW. So that was a big bonus here.
By the way, everyone, when Pete said he noticed the M5 logo was in the wrong place, it was actually me who noticed it, the real BMW enthusiast here. This is like car Lego, PT, just snapping things together here.
Well,
love it.
I can snap this together properly. There we go. Okay, so that slides in. Now this should slide in like that. This is all fresh plastic, so it should just clip in. The lower does not.
Oh, there.
Yeah, clip.
Yeah.
The side is not in. There it goes.
That looks like there's been a shaving accident. He's got like half a mustache.
Those of you with a keen eye will notice I have gone for the shaved look. No more ugly side markers here. They are goners. I think this would be considered a European spec. Why do the Euro cars always get the good stuff?
It's like in Japan, they always get the good Japanese cars. So I guess the homeland saves the good stuff for themselves, right?
I mean, I think this is a regulation thing where North America put those mandated those stupid side markers. Wow, that is so much better. The question is, do I mount the front plate here just looks so good. I'm gonna have to drill holes into this.
Yeah, you know what? I'd run without it. Take your chances.
Until I get the ticket, maybe.
Put a gray wig on in there and you'll be all set.
Well, another item on the docket here that needs to be replaced. Look at how badly someone had no care. Look at the rubber here.
The gasket is brutal.
Like it's just, there's just no care at all.
Yeah.
None.
This was somebody's beater, Pete. Like they legit treated this as a straight up beater.
Oh yeah. Oh guys, this is
look at the wiring.
This is next level. Look, this wire. There used to be, I'm sure, a plug that came out of there, and someone did this, and they soldered it onto the end here. This is soldered on. Look at this. Wow. Holy, that's next level. Oh man, what do we do here, DP? Do we do this? Let's just see if there is a plug in here. I don't know why it's gone.
Can you just put a light in it and not have it wired?
I mean, you could, but then what's the point of having this?
It's just filling a hole.
This is so ghetto, but I feel like it kind of works. Oh man. Okay, well, I've figured out a few things, and I need your guys' help here because these side markers are not original. If you look, someone has cut this hole out here, and put this screw hole in here, and that's not original, which is why there's no actual harness running from here.
Right.
Because I looked inside, there's nothing there. So it kind of makes sense. Now I'm just trying to figure out, did the early cars come with these, or maybe the late cars didn't? Because I looked in photos and some of them show that, have them, some of them don't. This car did live in the US, so maybe that was a part of the, the
regulations
that they had to do. To kind of like get it in there. But either way, I'm gonna leave it. It pains me to have this wire here, but it would just require a bunch of work for really what is something that is so minor. I either leave it without it and pull the wiring out, or I leave it in, which is what I'm gonna do for now, and then we'll, kind of go from there. But it already looks so much better with this new corner lens in here, and of course,
and the gasket actually fits.
I was gonna say, look at the gasket. I've got a proper screw for it.
It has good gasket tuning.
Look at this. Yeah, well, I also did scratch the paint trying to put it in there, but thankfully it's masked, so that looks good. I'll take it. We're gonna start off in the rear by removing this centerpiece, because you can see it is completely
trashed.
Faded out.
It is trash.
It's like so much worse than faded.
Yeah.
I think that should be everything to pop this out somehow, but maybe not. Oh, there's something up here. See, the one that I have is brand spanking new. Look at this.
Yep.
It's a Euro one actually, so it's wider, looks nicer, but it doesn't look like there's anything up here that would be holding that in place. So maybe
more drywall screws up there, PT?
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. It's probably glued on somehow. You know what it is? I think it's
30 years of age.
Here,
it's like
I think these little holes are holding this on, and you kind of have to go. You can't clear them.
Jeez. Oh.
See, it had to come out. I knew it did. I just realized that there is a slight difference between these other than the width of them, and you can see that our plate has this piece here, which if you look at right here, my paint job is completely destroyed in this area. Not by me, somebody else did it. So when this goes in here, you can see that would be very, very ugly. However, when we put a plate up, it does cover the grossness of it. So I think I'm gonna still run this guy, and I'm just gonna touch this up with a little bit of touch-up paint. But what I also need to do is, I do need to drill 2 holes here so I can put these grommets back in so I can actually mount the plate in the proper spot. Let's see what I did here. All right, there's some double-sided tape that goes along here.
So you've made the very classy decision to go with the Speed Academy license plate frame on here, PT.
Yes, and that is twofold, because we do love our Speed Academy license plate frames that are now non-existent.
They're collector items now.
They are collector items, but also it just gives you a little bit extra here in the bottom.
A little coverage.
Look at for the coverage. So when you close this thing, oh, you're not even gonna look at. You gotta like really get under here to see my nastiness that lives beneath this car, and that's kind of the theme with this car. There's so much hiding going on. This is definitely something I normally wouldn't do, but it's I'm becoming content with it, because you know what? Having a bit of a beater car like this is gonna just make it more enjoyable to drive. I'm not gonna have to worry about scratching the paint or leaving it outside. So I'm kind of actually pumped for this. Now if I can get this on here, oh, come on. All right, I think that looks a million times better. It certainly refreshes this area. You know, gives it a little bit of that Euro look.
Looks nice.
Speaking of Euro look, what I have here are Euro style taillights with the clear corner up top here. These, of course, are Depot again, people, bought on eBay. And again, I think they're just gonna clean this car up, make it look fresher. So let's get these bolted in here. Check it out. That, I think, certainly has made quite a transformation in the rear here. We still have to buff these guys, but let me show you something else that I found that does not look good. Check out this here. This confirms my original suspicion that the radio in this car has been completely messed with, that there was an amplifier in here. Look at all the wiring here. There certainly was an amp, and I suspect the speakers have all new wires running to them because of this. So we're gonna tackle that in a future episode. All I thought I needed was a different deck, but it looks like I'm gonna need an amp, and hopes and dreams that all of this is gonna work once I hook it all up. Last but not least on the cosmetic update is replacing this nasty trim that is also very, very old. So I'm just gonna keep yanking this off and put the new stuff on, and I'll show you what it looks like. Just for reference, this is all OEM BMW parts. You can see I have this fresh bumper piece here, this trim piece, and it is way, way too long. Like, we're not talking about, you know, it's even gonna fit. Like, it is just way, way too long. I tried the old one. It's a tiny bit shorter, but not by much. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is trim both sides, because I can't trim just one side because these clips actually offset too far when you get over here. So I'm gonna have to trim both sides here to make this work. About 20 minutes later with the belt sander there, I think I've got this to the point that it's gonna be good. I'm gonna start from the middle actually. And let's see where we are. Let's see, man, it's... Wow, look at that. I mean, I think that's as good as she's gonna get. No one's really gonna notice. There's like a slight little hair of a gap there, but we are in the business now of getting this all done. Next up here, we are going to deal with this faded cowl cover here. And what we're gonna do is paint it. I could buy a new one of these, but I figured, you know what? I'd show you guys how to paint them, because we do have a pretty decent SEM trim black paint that works wonders on these. However, I can't get this wiper off. You can see it is very, very much seized onto the stud there. And I do have this kind of really neat tool that I recently got that I wanted to show you, which is a Lyle wiper puller tool. And this is the first time I'm using it, so we'll see how this goes, but I think it should work well. Let's see, we got this clamped on, so let's see. Bam,
There you go.
that's it. As I mentioned, we are gonna be using SEM trim black. We do find that this is kind of the most accurate color match for plastic, and it adheres to plastic really well. The last time we did this, we tried to prep the plastic trim by scuffing it, and that did not work well. It left marks after we had painted it, so we're not gonna do that this time. We're just gonna go on as is. Check out the wiper here. I'm gonna paint this as well, but I'm gonna start looking for some fresher ones because there's gouges out of them. This is insane. Like, look at the size of that gouge.
Is that from somebody like scraping ice off the windshield?
No way, no chance. This is either somebody was like grinding in this area or doing something. You can see there's like gray overspray. There's just, again, another sign that there was not a lot of care taken into fixing the things on this vehicle. While that dries, I'm gonna address one of the other major headaches or sore spots on this car visually. That is the rubber molding, as you can see here, has just completely failed. This is the metal trim that goes around the glass. You can see the molding itself has been adhered to it. Somebody's glued it on there, which is not supposed to be the case. I do have a new piece of molding. This trim you can buy, but ours looks like it's not in terrible shape. I hope to reuse it. The struggle here is, though, that I think there's supposed to be like tabs in areas where this rubber molding would drop into place and like be held in place, and someone's just urethaned the glass in with the molding. So I'm gonna try to extract this. We're gonna see if we can fit that up. Otherwise, we may end up having to call Adam from Froggy Glass. This stuff is just not coming out like I want it to, and judging by the amount of urethane in here, this new piece is, there's no chance that it's just gonna, mold itself in. So I think we're just gonna leave this for Adam. We'll clean the windshield up a bit right now, but we're gonna leave it for him, and odds are we're gonna have to pull the glass and maybe get those like retaining clips that go all the way around. I'll try to order those right away. And our SEM black trim paint is dry, and it's 90% better. There's still some small like light imperfections. I think that's just into the plastic. Really, that I think is the struggle with this type of paint job, is to really get this looking perfectly, you would have to figure out a way to get any of these small little imperfections sanded out. Same goes for our wiper. You can see it looks better, but all of like the stone chips and rock chips are still there. So really, to get these things to look 100%, you do need to strip them completely. But for this job here, like this is going to look, if you just have a look at it now, I'm not gonna put this back on obviously because we've got windshield issues, but it does look 100% better even when you get these guys on here. It's just gonna look, it's gonna be that 5-footer where you're gonna see it and be like, wow, it looks good, especially on video. I'm sure when you guys see this right now, you'll be like, wow, that actually looks really good, but I can certainly see the imperfections. So what do you guys think? Man, the front end certainly has done a massive transformation. The new lights, the grills, all of this trim here, the Euro trim, just gives this car, I think, a sleeker look. The lights, I do love the contrast. Part of me wishes I did go with the originals just for the sake of purity. The rear here, to me, actually has the bigger transformation. I think with the Euro trim plate here, this has leveled it up and just getting rid of all of the old plastics. It's amazing how much fresher and cleaner this car looks with some new plastic trim on it. I do love the white turn signals here, they're clear ones actually, I should say. They kind of break this up. Before, when you had the amber turn signal up here, it really took into this body line, and because this car is silver, I think it kind of just makes this like more of a sleek look this way. And as for a side profile, deleting those side marker lights here, I think has certainly improved the look and just cleaned up the whole car. So I'm certainly loving the final product here. We are not done yet though. We do have the interior to do, and that is a mess itself. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.